All right, so we have two lettings today, and Helen will start off with the first letting.
Okay, we have letting 8771 Terminal 1 departures bridge over Badklane Drive at St. Louis Lambert International Airport. We have Jackson Building Group Incorporated, JACKSON Building Group Inc. Total bid amount is $373,308. 373,308.00. We have Ben Hur Construction Company. That's BENHUR Construction Company. Total bid amount is $399,193. That's 399,193.00. That's it for letting 8771. And we're going to go to 8770. Renovations to Pavilion at Lindenwood Park. We have four bids. Kendall LLC, KENDALL. Total bid amount is $122,677.54. That's 122,677.54. Jackson Building Group, JACKSON Building Group. Total bid amount is $120,518. 120,518.00. Ranieri Construction, RAINERI Construction. Total bid amount is $168,209. Can you all hear me okay? Okay.
Yes.
168,209.00. And last but not least, Raven LLC, RAVEN. Total bid amount is $152,518. 152,518.00. And that's it.
Thank you, Helen.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rich Bradley, President of the Board of Public Service. This is the regular meeting of the Board of Public Service for May 21st, 2024. This is a public meeting, and we just heard two lettings, letting number 8770 and 8771. And we do have one hearing today, which we will handle at this time. Hearing number 8284 is being conducted pursuant to Chapter 8.97 of the Revised Code of the City of St. Louis. The applicant, Kelsey Jones, DBA Art Collective Studio, is proposing to operate a tattoo parlor at 4559 Gravois Avenue, Unit 1F. Due to the nature of the business, the applicant is required to hold a license issued by this board pursuant to the guidelines of Chapter 8.97 of the Revised Code of the City of St. Louis. Procedural history. March 5th, 2024, the Certificate of Occupancy and Zoning, number OP-109-24, issued to Kelsey Marie, Inc., LLC, DBA Art Collective Studio, for the use of 4559 Gravois Avenue, Unit 1F as a tattoo studio with no retail sales or piercings. March 12, 2024. The applicant submits to BPS a completed BPS tattoo parlor license application numbered 132144 for 5 chairs for the proposed premise at 4559 Gravois Avenue, Unit 1F. April 19, 2024, a letter from the Health Commissioner, Victoria Anwari, to BPS finding no evidence of health code violations at the facility at 4559 Gravois Avenue, Unit 1F, and recommends issuance of a BPS license for a tattoo parlor. As outlined in section 8.97.070 of the revised code of the city of St. Louis, the Board of Public Service may approve such application after a hearing if it is satisfied that the applicant is of good moral character and the applicant has given evidence that they will operate the premise in compliance with all regulations and laws governing such premise, and the applicant is a resident of the state and their neighborhood consent petition is in due form, and the applicant's premise are not within 500 feet of an elementary school. The Board of Public Service has in its possession is therefore admitted to evidence the following documents. Item 1, a certified copy of Chapter 8.97 of the revised code of the city of St. Louis. Item 2, the applicant's file with the Office of the Secretary, Board of Public Service, which includes but not limited to A, the above referenced license application with the drawing of the proposed premise, and B, public notices that were published and posted for today's hearing. Item 3, a copy of certificate of occupancy and zoning issued for 4559 Gravois Avenue, Unit 1F, to be occupied as a tattoo studio with no retail sales or piercings. Item 4, a letter from the Health Commissioner, Victoria Anwari, stating that the community sanitation staff inspected the facility at 4559 Gravois Avenue, Unit 1F, and found no evidence of health code violations. The issuance of a license for a tattoo establishment was recommended. Item 5, copies of letters dated April 30th, 2024, sent from the Secretary of the Board notifying Kelsey Jones, Kelsey Marie Inc., LLC, DBA, Art Collective Studios, CO Kelsey Jones, and Viata Properties, LLC, CO Trevor Burbank of this hearing. The board will swear in and hear from the applicants and those in support of the applicant's proposed use. The board will then allow those in opposition of the tattoo parlor, if any, to address the board. After each side has had an opportunity to speak, the board will allow for rebuttal. At this time, the board asks the applicant to please come forward and be sworn in.
President Bradley, she was inside the meeting, but I think she's on the viewing side. So she was in, but I think she's on the attendee side. So I'm not sure what happened.
So can we ask STL TV to allow her to speak, please?
Okay, there she is.
Hi, sorry. Yeah, I actually was on the panelist side, and then I ended up getting disconnected.
Are you
Could I
able?
get back on the?
No, you're in the right spot. Are you able to show your camera, turn your camera on?
No, I'm on the audio part of it.
Okay. Is that okay, President
So I
Brad?
just called in through the phone
Yes,
number.
ma'am, that is fine. Please swear her in.
Okay, if you can raise your right hand, I can't see you, but I trust that you will raise your right hand.
Yes, it is.
Thank you. The testimony that you're about to give before this board shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Please state
Yes.
your name and your address for the board, please.
My name is Kelsey Jones. And do you want me to give a personal address or the shop address?
Your personal address is fine. Thank you.
Oh, okay, sorry. It's 5310 Winghaven Point Drive, O'Fallon, Missouri, 63368.
Okay, thank you for joining with us today. I have a series of questions. If you would just answer them for me, and then I will give you an opportunity to address the board, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. Are you a resident of the state of Missouri?
Yes.
Okay, the state of Missouri requires a tattoo establishment be issued a license from the director of the Division of Professional Registration of the state of Missouri for operation. Do you have a license for this proposed establishment issued by the Director of the Division of Professional Registration of the State of Missouri.
Yes.
Okay, next question. How many tattoo chairs are being applied for today?
5 chairs.
Okay, and are you aware that any increase in the number of tattoo chairs must be applied for with this board?
Yes.
Okay, next question. How many employees will you have at this establishment?
Currently, it's just me starting off.
Okay, and at this
But it's
time, do all the tattoo artists have their Missouri state licensure?
Yeah, any artist that I bring in, they will have their tattoo license. Correct.
Correct, and you also have yours as well, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, question 5, will you be able to comply with all provisions of chapter 8.97 of the revised code of the city of St. Louis, including the following? A, do you understand that you as the operator of this tattoo parlor are at all times responsible for the orderly conduct of the establishment and the acts of your agents, servants, or employees in the operation of the same?
Yes.
Okay, next question. Do you understand that tattoo establishments may only be open between 9 a.m. and 1 a.m.?
Yes.
And what are your proposed hours of operation?
12 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Okay, and do you understand that tattoo parlors shall be kept clean and well lighted so that the rear of the premise is plainly visible from the front of the premise?
Yes.
And will you be able to maintain the tattoo establishment in this manner?
Yes.
Okay, and then finally, do you understand that no tattoo parlor shall allow or permit any loud noises, boisterous or disorderly conduct in or around the premise or on the grounds of such premise, and the operator shall prevent the loitering of persons on the premise or around the grounds of the premise of the tattoo parlor?
Yes.
And will you be able to comply with these regulations?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, great. At this time, I'd like to give you an opportunity to address our board and say anything that you would pertaining to yourself or your establishment.
Nothing really. I'm just super excited to, be in this area. I wasn't too familiar with it, but I've heard really good things. So I'm really excited to see what's going on with the community and be a part of it and bring some good art to it. So.
Okay, thank you very much. So at this time, I'd like to open the floor up from any of our questions from any of our board directors to our applicant today. Okay, seeing no questions, thank you very much. At this time, if there's anyone else in favor of the applicant or this proposed establishment that wishes to testify, please come forward and be sworn in. And Michelle, is there anyone in the room with you?
No, there's not.
Okay, and I don't see anyone in the chat or anyone else on the screen. So if you are here to testify in favor of the applicant or the proposed establishment, please bring it to my attention at this time. Seeing none, at this time, if there's anyone in opposition to the applicant or the proposed establishment that wishes to testify today, please come forward and be sworn in. Again, Michelle, I'm going to ask, is anyone in the room in opposition with you?
No, there's not.
Thank you. And I don't see anyone in the chat or anyone else on the screen. Again, if you are here in opposition to the applicant or the proposed establishment, please bring it to my attention at this time. Seeing none, the matter concerning hearing number 8284 is now closed and submitted. The board will deliberate the matter following the remaining agenda items, and I would ask Secretary to please call the roll.
Director Coyle,
Present.
Director Davis,
Present.
Director Hayes,
Present.
Director Pearson,
Present.
Director Scobie,
Present.
Director Williams, President Bradley.
Present, we have a quorum. I'll call the meeting order.
Regular business. From the president, recommendation that approval be given as follows. A selection committee selected Cosney Wagner, Inc. to perform an emergency work authorization for the site work and building construction for the public safety answering point for $25 million. From the Office of Special Events, request the following to be approved, subject to certain conditions. There are 4 special events to be declared as a festival zone. Number 1, Cherokee Caravan Antique and Arts Bazaar will take place on Cherokee from Jefferson to Lemp on May 27th from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. Setup and tear down will start at 5 a.m. and end at 6 p.m. Number 2, Soulard Pride will take place on Menard Street between Russell Boulevard and Geyer Avenue on June 1st from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Setup and tear down will start at 7 a.m. and end at 9 p.m. Number 3, St. Louis J.C.'s Soapbox Derby will take place on Macklin from Columbia through Shaw and on Botanical from Edwards to Macklin on June 9th from 6 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Number 4, St. Gabriel Block Party will take place on Nottingham between Tam and Childress on June 15th from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Setup and tear down will start at 8 a.m. and end at 11:59 p.m. From the Director of Parks, Recreation, and Forestry, recommendation that the following be denied. Application number 132251, request by Friends of Francis Park to encroach a memorial sculpture bench to be sited near the existing concrete sculptures in the park near Tam and Delore on the eastern edge due to inadequate information. From the Director of Public Utilities, recommendation that the board declares as emergency action the following. Install insertion flow meters on the discharge conduits at the engine house facility at the Howard Bend Water Treatment Plant. To properly determine flow rates leaving the engine house, 4 of the insertion meters will be installed on a 48-inch steel line to allow the Water Division to properly account for water leaving the plant and potentially identifying leaks and pump issues as part of this. The estimated cost of this work is $241,403. Miscellaneous electrical service work for the Chain of Rocks and Howard Bend Water Treatment Plants. Work includes maintaining existing electrical infrastructures as well as responding to address issues with treatment equipment and facilities. The estimated cost of this work is $85,000. All labor, parts, and equipment to install pump number 2 and associated small bore piping and fitting at the distribution pumping station at the Chain of Rocks Water Treatment Plant. This critical equipment serves to pump potable water into the distribution system. The estimated cost of this work is $140,000. From the Director of Streets, recommendation that the following be approved, subject to certain conditions. Maintenance policy for video surveillance system in the public right-of-way. This policy involves the maintenance and repair of video surveillance cameras and associated system components located in the public right-of-way, including streets, alleys, and parks in the city of St. Louis. The policy will repeal and replace the prior 2015 policy. Petition number 6932, an ordinance to conditionally vacate the western 15-foot north and south alley in City Block 5043 as bounded by Arco Avenue, Taylor Avenue, Oakland Avenue, and Kings Highway Boulevard, petitioned by MP Grove Residential LLC and DAZ Properties LLC. From the Directors of Public Safety and Utilities, joint recommendation that the following be approved, subject to certain conditions. Request by Sabre Surveying, Inc. to consolidate the lot at 4100 Dr. Martin Luther King Drive to build a funeral home in City Block 3731. From the Directors of Public Utilities and Streets, joint recommendation that the following be approved, subject to certain conditions. Request by Resource Environmental Solutions LLC for public improvements at 2029 Salisbury Street to include a sidewalk and driveway. Request by MSD and Advanced Metal Recycling for public improvements at 5 North Market Street to replace a 15-inch RCP and flared-in section pipe and install a new manhole concrete entrance and sliding gate at 1912 Hall Street in the public right-of-way along North Wharf Street in City Block 06668, East Hall Street. Request by Avantis Construction LLC for public improvements at 801 North Second Street to upgrade utilities and provide ADA access for the Trader Lofts building. Request by DJM Ecological for public improvements at Leona Street and Loughborough Avenue for the installation of precast concrete planters filled with planting soil surrounded by concrete flatwork. Request by Union Electric doing business as Ameren, Missouri to construct a conduit and manholes for a new 12 kV substation at 4914 Bullware and Prairie Avenue. Request by Union Electric doing business as Ameren, Missouri to install 4 to 5 inch conduits from the north side of Delmore, south 500 foot down Laurel Street to connect to customer installed conduit on private property at 575 DeBolivar Avenue. Request by Union Electric doing business as Ameren, Missouri to install new electrical service at 4140 Forest Park Avenue, including additional work to build a new bay on an existing manhole 260 foot west of Sarah Avenue and install a new conduit approximately 195 feet north into private property near 4100 and 4155 Duncan Avenue. Request by Union Electric doing business as Ameren, Missouri to bore an open cut 1 5-inch HDPE conduit on South Spring Avenue between Laysale and Hickory and build a bay on the west side of the wall at 1001 South Grand Boulevard. Joint recommendation that 3 applications from AT&T be approved, subject to certain conditions. Application number 31 for 5031 Potomac Street. Application number 40 for 1242 Hampton Avenue. And application number 44 for 4070 South First Street. There are no conditional use permits for this meeting.
Thank you, Michelle. First, we have hearing number 8284, Art Collective Studio Tattoo Parlor with 5 chairs, no retail sales, no piercing at 4559 Gravois Avenue, first floor, Unit 1F. We have a letter from the Health Commissioner stating that there are no health code violations and recommending the issuing of a license for a tattoo establishment. We heard from the proposed conditional use license holder that she will comply with all provisions of Chapter 8.97 of the revised code of the City of St. Louis. We had no additional testimony, either in favor or in opposition to the applicant or the proposed establishment. So with that summary, I'd like to open the floor for any discussion. Seeing none, is there a motion?
Greg Hayes, I make a motion to approve the conditional use.
Second Davis.
Thank you, directors. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Coyle,
Aye.
Director Davis,
Aye.
Director Hayes,
Aye.
Director Pearson,
Aye.
Director Scobie,
Aye.
Director Williams, President Bradley.
Aye, approved. Thank you. I'd like to turn your attention to our meeting minutes from last Tuesday, May 14th, 2024. Are there any questions or any comments on the meeting minutes as submitted? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion to approve.
So moved, Pierce.
Thank you. I believe I have a motion in a second. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Coyle,
Abstain.
so noted. Director Davis,
Aye.
Director Hayes,
Aye.
Director Pearson.
Aye.
Director Scobie.
Aye.
President Bradley.
Aye, the meeting minutes are approved. Today's agenda, are there any questions or comments on today's BPS meeting agenda?
Motion to approve the agenda, Hayes.
Second Davis.
Thank you, directors. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Coyle,
Aye.
Director Davis,
Aye.
Director Hayes,
Aye.
Director Pearson,
Aye.
Director Scobie,
Aye.
President Bradley.
Aye, today's agenda is approved. Before we adjourn, are there any questions or any comments from any of our board directors? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn, please.
Motion to adjourn Davis.
Second Coyle. Thank you. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned. Thank you all. Have a great afternoon.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.